All right. What is up, everyone? You already know what it is. Nooner Nation podcast for Nooners, by Nooners. We're a little late. Everybody got stuck in hair and makeup. You know how it is. Jake will be joining us in a minute. He hit rush hour traffic or some such shit, you know?
It was bad. He sent me a picture. It looked fucking awful.
I can't imagine. Like, I don't know. I've never been there. I can't imagine.
Freddie.
Albuquerque probably does have traffic, I guess. But
I'm assuming construction or there might have been a bad accident. Is
mobile
that
meth
usually
lab explodes.
anytime I drive in Dallas and it gets really bad traffic, it's almost always an accident. So
You know what's really annoying? When your lane has bad traffic because there's an accident in the other direction and people are just slowing down to look and it's causing your direction to have traffic fucking
yeah,
pisses me off.
that causes a lot of accidents itself doing that. Oh, what is it called?
Rubbernecking.
Yeah.
Quit your
Yeah.
rubbernecking.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like, yeah, it's like every time now, like whenever I get stuck in traffic, it's because everybody's stopping to look at like just some random fender bender on the side of the like bypass, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Anurian.
I mean, to be fair, like when I was a new driver, it was hard not to stare because it was fucking terrifying. I was like, what happened? What happened?
No, Charlie's
And
just looking for a dead body. What's happening?
nah,
Is there blood? Do you see blood?
damn it. I mean, I can't say I wasn't, to be fair. Fuck you, man. Don't make me think. Don't make me think about this for myself.
I did rubberneck real
What does
bad
this
one time.
mean?
I did rubberneck real bad one time because the car it had rear ended like a big ass truck with a trailer. And they had a sheet over the front of the car. And it was obvious that there was somebody halfway through the windshield.
Oh.
So that was a cool thing. But yeah, you already know what it is. We'll wait for Jake, you know. Like and subscribe on YouTube, rate and review on iTunes, go out to Spotify, rate and review. I don't know. I don't know. Like this gets broadcasted on a trillion different apps. So wherever you're listening to it or watching it, just hit all the buttons, every one of them. You know, I'm uh I'm like 4 shots deep and a handful of extra toasted Cheez-Its. So we'll see how this
I'm
goes.
not I'm not too far behind, honestly. So let's fucking do this.
Yeah, I saw you were drinking martinis earlier, right?
I just had one and then now I have a seltzer. But it's about a shot and a half in each. So
How do you make your martinis?
1.5 shots of vodka, about, 3/4 to an ounce of vermouth, dry vermouth.
Yeah.
And then well, I do a dirty martini, so I pour a little bit of olive juice in there and put some olives in there.
Olive juice, you too. But yeah, have you ever tried a Vesper?
I've never heard of that.
Well, it's an Ian Fleming James Bond thing that regained popularity after Casino Royale came out, but
Okay.
it's 2 shots or 2 measures, however you want to like do it, you know. Two.
I found out that like a shot is kind of like it varies in size, so there's not like a
Yeah, it's like an
specific.
ounce to an ounce and a half, ounce and
Hmm.
a half.
And
Oof.
then like a double is different than yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
so
know. It's
I have
all it's
my
all weird.
and I'll pronounce this very well so it doesn't get messed up in audio. My pouring jigger. Um,
It's a jig.
yeah, a pouring jig. Uh, I think it's an ounce and a half on one side and three
Hmm.
quarters of an ounce on the other. So I'll do two two of the big pours of vodka, then one of decent gin. You gotta go decent gin at least.
I
Um,
love the Aviator brand.
Aviator's
The
good.
the one that
Yeah, that
Ryan
Ryan
Reynolds
Reynolds
bought.
did.
That shit is
Aviator's good.
awesome.
So you
That's the
do
only gin I will drink.
so you do 2 pours of vodka, one of gin, and half a pour of dry vermouth, and then uh, if you have a zester or something, you take a little slice of lemon peel,
Oh yeah.
twist it over the glass, take a lighter to the bottom of it for a second or two, and then drop it in. Fucking good.
Oh.
But they will wreck you.
That's exactly so I speaking of the aviation gin, I watched that movie A Simple Favor with Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick.
Okay.
And Blake Lively makes a martini in that movie and uses the aviation gin, of course.
Of course.
But it looked so fucking good that I tried it. And I think it was exactly that, besides the lighting on fire part.
Yeah.
But fuck, that is exactly how I make my gin martinis, and they are so delicious.
Yeah. So this is like, yeah, like I said, it's like 2 shots of vodka, 1 of gin. And then vermouth also is a pretty
Oh,
high
never mind. I don't
alcohol.
do the vodka. I just do
Yeah. So
gin.
a Vesper is a James Bond drink that was originally
That's right.
created in the book Casino Royale, like in the fucking 50s or 60s. But then when the movie came out with Daniel Craig, that's what he was drinking. And yeah, so me being half English, of course, I had to try it. And I had one and was like, ooh, that was delicious. Let me make another. I had a second one and I was like, man, I'm feeling pretty toasty. And then I got halfway through the third one and sat up off the couch to go to the bathroom and I was like, yeah, I think 3 might be the limit for the evening. But they are good.
Yeah, they will sneak up on you because
They,
they're so easy to drink.
they are good, but just like good margaritas, if you don't already have the stuff to make it, it's a pricey trip to the liquor store to get all the stuff, you know.
It definitely
Because
can
definitely
be.
if you're making any kind of martini, because a martini is essentially just booze with sweet vermouth, which is also booze, right? So if you have really shitty,
I mean, it's like wine. It's like 12%.
I think vermouth is higher than that. It's a fortified wine. I want to say it's like,
No, you're right. So I think
I want to say
it
it's like
is 14 to
30%.
15%. You are right about that because they don't sell it in grocery stores here. But it's not much more. It's less than 20. Because I I've okay, this might piss Elijah off even more. I've drank vermouth like I in a sherry glass
Mm-hmm.
because it tastes just like
Like
sherry.
sweet vermouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because I was watching a lot of old-timey movies and
Okay.
that's
That's
what all the
16 to
women
18.
drank.
Yeah.
And so I was curious and I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't hate this.
No, it's actually
So
what do they call that? An aperitif, I believe. It's supposed to be like an after dinner, almost like what limoncello is. It's like something you're supposed to
yeah,
like
and
sip
then
on out of a shot glass after a meal.
as a nightcap.
Yes. I will say
So that's what I
I've
would just like
definitely had
sip it
sweet
right before I
I've
went to
definitely
bed.
drank like a shot glass. I didn't take it as a shot, but you know, like a shot glass worth of sweet vermouth. It's not terrible. Like I definitely could not drink it like
Yes, and the sherry
straight.
glasses aren't much more than that
Yeah.
either. So it's,
Um
it's not
Now
much.
dry vermouth, and I even like got really pretentious and bought like a $60 bottle of dry vermouth from Morocco one time to
Oh
make these things
no.
and
I get that
tried it.
martini brand and it's great.
Yeah, that's typically what I get is that stuff. It's been a while since I've had one. Should make some of those one of these days when I feel like going and dropping fucking $100 on booze for one specific drink.
Sometimes that aviation goes on really good sales. So just every now and then just go and look
Right.
and see cuz it can
I'll have to
I don't know
look.
what it is regularly, but
It's been a while since I've ventured down the gin aisle. I went through a gin phase pretty
right.
heavy, like in my late 20s, like right before having kids. I haven't gone back to
Mhm.
gin yet. I don't mind gin. I will say if I'm going martini, I do vodka martinis over gin martinis.
That's what I did.
But like I was
I
saying,
actually didn't know, like growing up, I watched James Bond and it was a vodka martini. I thought martinis were only vodka until I learned they could be gin too. And I was like, that sounds fucking horrible.
it's not bad. It's all about when it's, again, like I was saying, when it comes to a good martini, it's all about the quality of the base booze you're putting in it, you know?
Yeah.
If you got like shitty gin or shitty vodka, it's not going to be a great martini. You're just going to end up
Well,
adding. But
to be
you're
fair,
making them dirty though, so like who cares at that point, you know?
I would say it depends on your palate more than anything else. You know, you might like the higher brand, you
Hmm.
might like a lower brand.
Right.
You just, and that's why I love, I spend so much time in the liquor stores and I'll have people ask me, like, do you need help finding something? And I'm like, no, dude, I'm just like literally looking every single one because I don't want to just get one. I want to try
Yeah.
everything.
Or you're taking forever.
Because
If you're like me, you're taking forever because you're waiting for your mobile banking to load up and you're looking at the options depending on what the number on the screen is, you know?
I mean, sometimes that happens too. Sometimes that factors in.
But if you're going
And that's a big reason why I started, you know, getting some cheaper vodkas because I tried some and they were pretty good, and especially the ones that were imported or whatnot. And then I had a friend bring over the Taste Like Chicken, and I was like, that's better than Tito's straight. And because for me, Tito's has a very heavy rubbing alcohol flavor. Um,
I think
and
for me
you know,
that's
it's good
most
in everything
vodkas.
else, but do what?
That's for me like I've had all the vodkas. There is not one, even like the ultra expensive stuff, because my father-in-law is a big vodka guy and he gets some weird ass shit. Sometimes it's like $100 a bottle. And I've tried just like sipping that on ice and I'm just like, I can't. Like this is still like it all like it tastes like fucking vodka, you know? For
Right. And you know, and to that, I've had, so I watched Benjamin Button, and I learned that vodka and caviar is a thing, but you want it to be like vodka right out of the freezer.
right.
So I
But
did that for one New Year's, and I absolutely loved it. And I got that Beluga because it's a Russian brand, and I was like, I'm gonna get Russian vodka. That's the best place
would you get like
that makes
Stolichnaya?
vodka. Do I?
Did you get like Stolichnaya?
No, it was called Beluga.
Hmm.
And so it was like it's a vodka that's really for eating with caviar. And I was like, well, that's perfect. That's what I want. And I put it in the freezer, and I mean, it still kind of had that rubbing alcohol flavor, but it wasn't punching you in the fucking face. And I fell
Right.
in love with it.
Yeah.
But you also, I didn't know there were vodka glasses, and
Hmm.
they're pretty much shot glasses with a stem.
Right.
And so I got some of those, put them in the freezer. So it's all very, very cold. And I absolutely loved it. But then, because of the Russia Ukraine thing, all the liquor stores took the Russian vodkas away, which is fucking retarded,
Huh.
but whatever. Um,
Yeah, Sarah, I like that brand
retarded as in
too.
backwards, not mentally, by the
Well, I
way.
mean, who cares?
Apparently, some people don't know the fucking difference.
Retarded. But yeah,
Um,
Sarah in the chat brought up there's an Icelandic vodka brand called Reka. It's really
yes,
good.
that's very good. I've done this the Ukrainian brand. I can't remember what it's called right now. That one was good. I did the Stoli Elite. That
Okay.
one was not my favorite, and it was like $40, and it was just like,
Chris
ugh.
Beerworth Popov. Isn't that like the $4 vodka? I don't know. If it's not at least chest level when it comes to most booze, I don't look lower, you know?
Elijah, if we ever meet in person, we're gonna fucking fight in the street. I hope you know this.
Hey, we might make that happen, you know, one of these days. The next meetup, we'll get like a boxing ring, a mobile like or like one of those. Oh no, what would you get? If you're seeing it, you can rent like the inflatable American Gladiator Q-tip fight.
No, we're gonna slap fight in the street. Damn it!
I mean, you do like Russian vodka, and Russians love the slap fighting. They also love the new thing where they have hot chicks and thongs spanking each other.
I love Russian women too. Sue me.
I've only ever met one Russian woman, and she was a
Fine.
stripper.
I like how they look.
Uh, well, Russia's one of those things, right? Just like Ukraine, most of like the Baltic states, you know, you're either a 10 or you look like a babushka by the time you're 25, kind of thing, I'm assuming Lenin and Stalin had something to do with that. Some sort of eugenics we don't know about from back in the day.
Oh, I mean, it's not a secret in Europe. A lot of European shit. I think like fucking Sweden and all these places like finally stopped doing that in the 70s. It's like, oh god, that wasn't that long ago.
Sweden would probably still be doing it if they were allowed to.
I'm
Sweden,
sure.
cool country, but took quite a while for their politics to get up to modern standards. They're still a little, you know,
Little bit.
little leaning towards socialism, but the fjords are nice. And it's fun to say fjord.
Phew.
Fjords.
I hate those stupid languages. Welsh is the absolute worst.
Welsh. Well,
fuck.
my dad was born in Wales, and we go to Wales. I'm actually going to Wales next summer.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. And I remember the first time.
Sorry.
It wouldn't be the first. I don't think it would be the first time I went to Wales, but probably the first time he took me to Wales as like an older child. Like all the road signs are in English and then in Welsh. And Welsh looks like an Xbox controller. It's just like symbols and weird shit, Like it doesn't make any sense.
It's just
Like
fucking
one of their
weird.
letters is a goddamn triangle, like
Yeah, it's just the stupidest fucking thing. I understand why everybody hates them.
the Welsh. Do people hate the
Besides
Welsh?
Diane, I guess.
Was she Welsh? She was the princess of Wales. I don't know
Yeah,
if she was
exactly.
Welsh.
Well, being the princess of it counts. Shut up.
So, Davey, my dad was English. He was born in Wales. And my grandmother on his side was Welsh, but they only stayed in Wales until he was like a baby, and he grew up in East London. He grew up on the same block that Idris Elba's from, actually. And I later found out the current English rapper Kano. So he sings really good. I found him. He's got a really good song called "The Roadman's Hymn." It's pretty dope. Go check it out. So, yeah.
Interessant.
But yeah. Eastern Bloc women. It's binary. You're either a 1 or you're a 0. There's no in between. And the one Russian chick I knew was a stripper, of course. And she was batshit crazy. She tried to jam a fucking ballpoint pen into my thigh one time.
Nice.
Yeah. It was a wild time. Wild time.
See, I do stuff like I walk away and I'm the bigger person, and like the other person can't have anything to complain about me. Like that's how I roll. But I always admire the ladies who just fucking go for the jugular.
No, you take me as the like in a fight, like the intentional passive aggressive. That just like is like walking away, but you're walking like the air in which you walk away is incredibly shitty and anger inducing kind of thing,
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I get out of it. Oh. Why does this
Oh, look
always
who
pop up?
made it out of traffic.
It's Shaved Jake.
I'm alive!
I'm alive! Like get him to the Greek when they jam him with the adrenaline pen.
Whew!
He made it.
Sorry, guys. I'm
How
a
many-
fucking asshole.
How many dead bodies in Albuquerque did you have to drive around?
Surprisingly, I got off the road that had the dead body, so luckily I didn't get to see one today.
Sarah, I know that you are Slavic, and you're one of the good ones. So
One of the good ones, like it's like being a white Hispanic, according to some
Yeah.
people. I'm one of the good ones.
it's like JJ. You're one of the good ones. You know what I meant. You know what I meant. So I was messing with my camera. Now I'm like all out of frame. I don't like it. I gotta get back in.
Gigi's feisty tonight. Shit.
Hit the like button.
What?
Gigi
What did I
said.
miss?
Gigi said, "Hit the like button, faggots." And that was a quote
Oh.
YouTube.
Hold up,
So
I gotta run off for just 1 second.
My dumbass didn't have all messages on. My ad.
yes, that gets a lot of people. If you're watching on YouTube and you're in the chat, make sure you go up and change it from live chat to top chat. I did not know that we had enough people chatting to where it made a difference, but I guess we do. So awesome. Thank you. Jake had to go grab a fucking beer can or something to smoke out of.
A joint.
A joint. Ah, gotcha.
You know, I don't have. This is why, like, the one reason I need a girlfriend is so, like, during shows, I can just be like, "Hey, can I get a joint real quick?"
Yeah. Hey, yeah, you go all like fucking DMX. Hey, yo, bitch. Bring me water. Yeah. Bring me water and a joint. R.I.P. DMX, obviously. One of the guests, you know, I had him lined up to come on the show, and then he died. We'll get his hologram on one day. Wouldn't it be awesome if I just, like, somehow got the technology to have a hologram machine, like, right behind me, and I just had DMX hologram as, like, my hype man, and whenever somebody says something funny, he just starts barking.
Just whispering in your ear.
I love that man.
Everybody loved DMX. How do you not like DMX?
Who and then what was it? Mystical Danger.
What? Shake your ass. That's the mystical workout. Step 1, shake your ass. Step 2, watch yourself.
I fucking love that song.
Shake your ass. Watch yourself.
Like, what me and my best friend in junior high, like, even had like an inside joke about it, and would like pass each other notes. Cause like, did y'all ever go through the phase where you started, like, you wrote notes, but then you learned how to like fold it in super duper intricate ways?
No, I wasn't a fucking
No,
girl.
I'm a guy. That's a girl
How
thing.
did you do that? Okay, well, like, of course it was before cell phones.
Well, girls
that
do
was-
that.
that was
The cell phones are irrelevant to that one, Charlie.
Yeah. Girls would do the crazy, like, origami shit for their notes. Guys are just like, it's still got, like, the rough edge from where you ripped it out of your binder, you know?
Or we made it into hornets and shot it across the
Yeah.
classroom at each other.
I
Dude. Yes, I'm pretty sure I got like a couple, like, would you go out with me notes with like that fucking paper still.
Yeah.
So you unlocked a memory I completely forgot. That's fucking hilarious. But yeah,
That
one of
little
my
part
friends and
Charlie's
I
brain just ding.
would like write the mystical lyrics. Like, we would do that in our notes as a like inside joke, and it was so much fucking fun. I loved it. So it's like he's also like sentimental to me now too. It's so hilarious.
My junior year of high school, there was a senior in my social studies class who was one of these, like, smoking hot, but not the brightest. But we were friends, and then somehow our friendship turned into us, like, jokingly writing each other dirty notes, and then it turned into not so much jokingly. And she passed me a note one time in class, and the teacher got it first. Like, what is that? And he stood over me, didn't read it out loud, but read it, folded it back. I knew what was on the note beforehand, like, we was like back and forth kind of thing. Read it, folded it back up. As a young male teacher, probably, I don't know, early 30s, handed it back to me, looked at me, looked at her, and said, "Keep it outside of school," and just went out for the rest, like, just left us alone for the rest of class. And then I read it after class, because I didn't have, at that point, I didn't have the audacity to open it up and read it in class. I read it, and it was some wild, I can't even remember what it was, but it was some wild graphic shit that she wrote.
Those wild graphic notes in high school were always the funniest.
And I just, to this day, respect to that teacher who's probably like, God damn, bro, like, get it. Like, it was almost like he all but fist bumped me, you know?
And then looked at her of like, you should know better.
Have I ever told you, like, my brother was a high school.
He is younger than you.
My brother was a high school math teacher for like a year one time in between his, well, many degrees that he has, because he's a certified genius. But did I ever tell you about the note that he got one time? Like, or not
No.
him personally. He, like, caught these two girls passing notes, and one of the girl, like they were passing this note, and one of the girls was talking about how she had sex with her boyfriend at like a away track meet, but they took since like I don't know why, but for some reason they took the handicap bus, and the girl literally wrote, this is how she wrote it in her note. Yeah, we like, did it on the, wheelchair up and downy thingy.
Oh God.
I was like, how do you react to that? He's just like, I just threw it in the trash and told them to stop. I was like, I would just start breaking out laughing. Like, I couldn't do that job. Because he also had the same girl, like a week before, had gotten her nails done the day before. And she just kept looking at her nails the whole class. So he like goes up to her and was like, hey, you need to, pay attention. She's like, I'm sorry. Look at what these stupid fucking derogatory word for Asian people did to my fucking fingernails.
What state is this?
North Carolina.
Makes sense.
He just apparently just like looked at her and just like pointed at the doors, like, just go to the office.
You know what's actually funny to me is finding out that my tiny town in West Texas is actually more progressive than a lot of the northern states.
Well, it's a college
some
town.
Northern states and other southern states.
It's a college town, so there's probably a lot of Free Palestine banners around as well right now. We don't have to get into that one, but
Yeah, let's not touch that one.
Oh, this isn't my hometown. Are you talking about where I'm at right now?
Yeah.
No, we're talking about where you rant about fucking Taco John's.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were from. I thought you've like always lived where you're at.
No. 80 miles southeast or south. Yes. But so my brother-in-law has family in Chicago, and I think kind of like North Chicago area. And they're an interracial couple. He's black, she's white, of course, my sister. And they visited his family up there, and they had never seen an interracial couple before. And I was like, "What the fuck?" In Chicago?
Oh yeah,
Are you
us
shitting me?
minorities get fucking racist for like a white person with our race. It's kind of bad.
Yeah, like where I'm from, like at 10,000 people, it's not a big place, but it's like that is not a fucking big deal with anyone. Like,
Yeah, no.
at all.
Yeah, isn't it
My
a
family.
isn't it a big thing in the black community? Like if you're a black guy dating a white girl. Like in
Yeah,
the-
no, it's like big shame on the family.
I don't know.
Our families fucking love each other, so
I don't know.
I
don't
love
get
them
it
more
either.
than my own fucking family, to be completely fair.
I don't.
I've
Yeah.
seen them more than I've seen my own fucking blood.
I mean, I don't get it either. My only one thing was like always kind of like I didn't date. I was friendly with an Asian chick for a while.
Ooh.
To the point where I started kind of getting worried, like, and her family was like off the boat Vietnamese. So I was like, what's it going to be like if I go, like, what's their culture like? Like, how am I going to deal with that if this becomes a long-term thing? And it didn't, thank God. Not well, that sounds bad. But it did not.
She's probably a nice lady.
She was nice. She was Asian with bolt-ons,
Ooh, a dirty girl for life then.
She had fingerless mesh gloves.
Oh, so she probably looked like that one singer from the Millionaires then, with the fucking big ass bow.
No. She was like she tried very hard to be like I'm trying to think. So this would have been like early 2000s, mid 2000s. She tried really hard to do like the Tila Tequila, like skanky Asian chick thing.
I did watch that show, that dating show on VH1.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about it. I love you, Taylor.
Yes. I didn't know like why she was famous, but I guess
We talked about this,
Same.
Charlie. MySpace. She had the most friends on MySpace.
okay.
She was like the first scene girl, right?
Was she seen? I just thought she was like a hot
Ish.
Asian chick, hot bisexual Asian chick on MySpace.
Yeah, she definitely got into it though.
You know, she like created the whole scene chick thing. I think.
Oh, I saw like a Yahoo News thing, and the headline was like, "Finally, scene kids are gone," and then in quote or in parentheses is like those ones we all hated.
Fuck you all.
And it was literally
Scene kids
the
are
thumb the
fucking
thumbnail
awesome.
for the article was all the scene girl with like the big fucking bump hair shit, like the big bump with the wave down, you know?
Those had my heart back when I was in fucking middle school and early high school. That's what I was in love with, bro. I was
Okay, so
that little scene boy.
I'm gonna have to interject here, and I wanted to earlier, but I forgot. Sully, yes, I am a female, and I'm fucking laughing internally at you saying
Who's
from
Sully?
just reading the chat. Someone have guessed DCB was a chick. It makes me so fucking happy.
Oh, you thought you were gay, huh, Sully?
Oh, gotcha. So he's from like the Drinking Bros chats, I'm guessing.
Well, what's up, Sully?
I didn't
Welcome to the
know.
fucking news.
Exactly. Welcome to
Oh,
Neuter Nation.
I thought he was
Yes, I
talking
am
shit, like
female.
some dude just stumbled upon our show and was talking shit about thinking you're a transvestite or something.
No, but it's just kind of like, why do you think guys love me? Because I talked like a fucking dude, but I have titties
You are.
and a vagina.
You're like that. You're like, I can almost see you like going,
She's a straight lesbian.
going like going and like working on an oil rig, you know, and fitting in.
Fuck, dude. If I could and I could make the fucking money they do, especially if I could do like 7 on, 7 off.
Have you ever applied?
No,
I'm gonna let
probably wouldn't be
Charlie.
hired. Let's
Charlie,
be honest.
Beersworth really wants to fight you tonight.
Charlie is a trans. Yeah. I feel like
Aw, wound.
Beerworth just needs to go overseas and shoot some people. He's been getting he's been getting pretty spicy in the chats lately.
I mean, to be fair, Charlie, if the shoe fits, honey.
We're
wear it.
working on that Fleshlight sponsorship, Beersworth. Don't worry.
Yeah, but it's Jake's butthole. Plot twist. Everybody pre-orders the Nooner Nation fleshlight, but it's just a mold of Jake's butthole.
It has like hair implanted,
Yeah, it's
like
got
those
hair in it.
masks.
It's got hair, but it's not like good hair. You know, it's like shitty carpeting.
Really bad rug.
Yeah, like an
Like the
outdoor.
school carpet.
No, like one of those like outdoor, like green outdoor rugs, but they just like spray paint it black.
Oh gosh.
Not me though. I keep my butthole looking great. You know, just in case. You never know. I don't know. Be prepared. I don't know what I'm going to be in for.
You just get held hostage.
I don't want
and
to. I don't
they
want a
let the prettiest
hairy
butthole go.
balloon knot ruining the night. You know.
To reiterate back, Elijah thought I was a dude for a long time too. It's really funny because my name is Charlie. So like my entire life, everyone has thought I was a dude before they saw me. And even like my girlfriends would be like, "Oh yeah, me, Charlie, Casey. Who are those guys?" No, they're girls. And then even um, a guy I talked to, he was in the army. He was deployed. We went to high school together. It wasn't anything like that. I was just being nice and talking to him, and he was like, "Oh yeah." The guys asked who I was talking to, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm talking to Charlie." And they're like, "Why are you talking to a fucking guy?"
Yeah.
Everybody thinks I'm a dude, no matter what I do.
Yeah, no, like when I first started interacting with you in the Iconoblast chats, I was like, this is a cool dude. Maybe he's gay. Like, he's pretty cool. And then, like, oh, I found your Instagram. And I'm like, oh, that's Charlie. Okay.
That is a female.
I was like, that makes sense.
That's a lady.
I mean, neither one is my actual real name, so none of y'all know my real name. Bill, you actually might. I don't know if you
Well,
do.
it's Charles actually.
Formally, my
No.
government name. No,
Not Charles.
it's not. It actually starts with a D.
Your
And
your dad did like
I've-
a reverse boy named Sue to you. He's like, I know times are gonna be tough, so I named you Charles.
I said it starts with a D. It's David.
No wonder it's David
Oh,
Carradine
yeah.
spelled.
No, my
think I-
dad wanted me to be my mom's junior, like, cause I guess they never fucking talked about names before I was born, so I was Stuart baby for 3 days, and
That should
my
have been your
dad's
name.
That's a cool name,
Stuart
dude.
Baby.
Stuart Baby.
right. So then my dad was like, "Just give her your name," and my mom was like, "No, it's mine." And I was like, "Mother, thank you so much for being selfish. Thank you so much."
I'm so thankful my mom did not want me to be a junior because I got my dad's first name, but I don't have his middle name, so I'm not a junior. So it
It
works.
counts.
I think, yeah, I don't think you have to have the same middle name, do you?
Huh?
I don't think you have
Do
to have
what?
the same middle name, do you?
No, you do.
Oh. Are you
Yeah,
sure?
you have to have the exact same name.
Huh.
That's
Okay.
how it works.
Yeah, because then it like after that it's
Well,
not,
in reality, it works however the fuck you want it to work. You can call your kid whatever the fuck you want. You know, you can put a
Well,
junior.
yeah, but to be a junior, to be a third, or the
Well, that can't be
fourth,
true because Hot Bob's kid's middle name is not the same as his, but he's Robert Fox the Fourth. In the live chat, fact check that.
I've never looked up the rules on it, so maybe it is first
One
and
thing
last.
you will learn,
I don't
though,
know.
if either of you can, well, Jake, if you convince somebody to have a child with you, and Charlie, if you can keep a man alive long enough for that, one thing I will tell you about naming children, your own children, you will immediately realize how many people in your life you really
don't
fucking don't like.
Mm-hmm. One of my sisters wanted to name it was way before she ever had kids, but she told her husband, "I want to name one of my daughters Raquel," and he was like, "Why do you want to give your daughter a stripper name? Absolutely fucking not."
see, like I'm gonna do something no one else has done. I'm gonna name my son Garrett, short for cigarette.
I saw that meme the other day.
I knew somebody who's like
Fucking womb.
Yeah, I was waiting for you guys to see that one.
nice.
Frederick.
Ouch.
Frederick. Oof. Yeah, I mean, it's whatever.
Womb, that would have been a great fucking name for you.
It would have been. Maybe life would have been different for you then, you know? We got to get that dude on the show soon. All I have to say is use the brain for good, man. He's like, that dude, we talk about it all the time. His brain is like a vault of subreddits. And weird, almost like me
Weird
though,
than
like not
that.
subreddits, but I can't remember like family members' birthdays or middle names. Actually, the other day, my wife texted me. She's like, "Hey, what's your brother's middle name?" And I'm like, text mom.
That's awful.
He has 2 middle names though.
Oh,
I don't
that's
have to keep track of
awful.
that bullshit. That English ass
fucking royalty?
bullshit. It's just an English thing, I guess. I don't know. Or my parents were just indecisive in naming.
Right.
They really liked 3 names, so
Yeah, I know. He could never be a serial killer because he's got 4 names, you know?
damn.
I mean, don't put,
Speaking-
locks or chains on his.
Speaking of
Aspirations.
Welsh, my middle name is Welsh, and I have to explain it to people all the fucking time. So,
Gross.
yeah, I know. Ugh. Ivor.
My name doesn't exist anywhere. It's kind of Celtic, but absolutely not. So
Oh, I
it's
thought
like-
you were like saying like your name actually doesn't, like you're off the grid.
No, I wish, but no. No, my government name was straight out of a baby book, I guess.
Thomas
So you
the
don't
Tank
exist.
Engine.
Because I've looked it up and I'm like, oh.
It's Penguin Clearinghouse, all right? Or
Yeah.
publisher or
Yeah.
Penguin Publisher.
It's a derivative of Deirdre.
That's the D. Dickens. That's Dickens Charles.
Funny, my dad is from Dickens County.
Well, see, told you it makes sense.
It all comes full circle, Charlie. It always does.
No, but do you ever
Right.
like hear people's names and you're like, good God, what the fuck were your parents thinking? You know, like, ugh. Especially like ladies with stripper names. I mean, granted, I guess like not everybody are complete degenerates like us three and don't know that strippers have those kind of names. But I don't see like a straight laced dude naming his daughter Candy. And I've met a woman
mean-
whose name was Candy.
I'm from Albuquerque.
My mom had a
And,
cousin
there's
named Candy.
There's a big majority of Diamond, Mercedes, Emerald.
Yeah, my wife had a friend from work one time named Diamond, and I was like, "Are you working at a strip club and I don't know about it?" Like, no, her name's actually Diamond.
You know,
Oh, I went to school with a girl named Diamond, and then it turned out her dad was molesting her entire life.
Tracks, totally tracks.
And like literally the one conversation I had with her, she was like, I love my dad so much. He's about to get out of jail. I can't wait to see him. I love him so much. And I was like, that's really sweet. And then I found that out and I was like, oh my God. I was a freshman in high school.
Mm.
Yeah. But there was also a Mercedes there too.
Yeah, I've never met an actual Mercedes
went to high school with like 12 of them.
with a 12.
Coincidentally, they all had like the same last name, Gutierrez.
I mean, we had the like Rodriguez. That was a big one.
Do you think their stripper names are normal?
Yeah, they're probably like Jessica.
Yeah. Now to the stage, Sarah. Oh.
All I know is that strippers like me. And that's
Oh.
why I can't go to strip clubs.
Oh, trust me. I've been I've been to the strip club a couple times with my wife because she loves it because of the attention. And yeah, it's like if you are a good looking lady in a strip club, they just like eat it up because then they don't have to deal with all the gross fucking fat dudes, you know?
Yeah.
Trying to think of what.
I've had some conversations with some, and they're like, sometimes the wives like to watch. And she was like, it's kind of fucking uncomfortable. If I'm
Yeah,
not
no.
gonna
That's
lie.
like a pretty popular kink.
Yeah, well, I can understand it being uncomfortable for the the other
stripper?
person. Yeah.
It'd be uncomfortable for me.
Bill's just like, call her what she is, a stripper.
The other person.
Yeah. The third party.
They're not people. They're strippers.
The contracted third party. You know. No, she's a stripper. You're in the champagne room.
You even kind of squinted a little bit. You're like, stripper.
Yeah, why are we dancing around this term? I have no I don't give a shit. I have no shame for strippers. I've met plenty of them. They're nice people.
You're the one that had a problem with the word prostitute.
Me?
Yeah, because I was calling Bunny, Jelly Roll's wife, a prostitute, and you were like, I think they're called this. And I was like, no, she called herself a prostitute.
I
That's
thought
why
she called
said
herself
it.
an escort.
No, she I was the Bussin' with the Boys episode. She was like, I was a prostitute. And I was
Oh,
like,
well, if she
because that
called
was the
herself
first
that.
thing I actually ever saw them on. So that was like all that I knew.
If she called herself
She's
that,
like,
then
"That's-
okay, she's a prostitute.
Did
Again,
you say that was Nelk Boys?
I mean, the
Bussin'.
Bussin' with the Boys.
Oh.
But then again, like it isn't it kind of like semantics for legal reasons?
yes. And of course, womb. Subreddit, cuck queen. Yes, thank you, womb. Far less content on that side as opposed to the cuckold side content.
I like the Cuck Queen content, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's typically pretty solid, you know? When you can find it. You know, not a lot on Pornhub for that one. But I guess I got a
No,
subreddit to go check out later. But
Always
no.
go to womb when in doubt.
No, my wife's Latina, so like if the
She'll
wrong
cut your dick off just
if,
watch that.
if a female bartender is too nice to me, then it's all sorts of fucking problems, you know?
Dick off. Dick
Oh
off.
yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
She becomes Elena Bobbitt real quick, huh?
Maybe. No, she likes my dick too much. She'd do something that like affects me more than her. So she would like take a pinky or something.
Put hot sauce in your asshole.
A
for your
thumb.
sake.
She'd cut a thumb off. Life without thumbs would be pretty terrible. So I'm just giving her ideas. Huh. But whatever, it's out there. But yeah, there is like all the ones in Vegas and stuff, they're escorts, right? You're paying them to hang out with you. Legally, they don't have sex with you for money. They have sex with you because they hung out with you all night and they like you.
Right, because it's not legal in that county, right?
Well, in
But
Vegas,
it
it's
is
not.
in other
It's
places
only
in the
it's only legal like where like the bunny ranch and all that shit is actually like a couple hours outside of Vegas in some
Mhm.
county where it's legal, like actual like legitimate prostitution.
Right.
Well, like escorts are
But
legal
once
in the
again,
city, right?
it's
Escorts are legal.
just legal reasons of like, just so they don't get in trouble with the law. Um, but I don't like, I said to Matt in the chat, like I don't discriminate against either term. Like it's not derogatory to me. Like when I say it's more of just like the definition of what is kind of happening. Um, and prostitutes don't necessarily have to sleep with that person either. It's kind of like I'm just paying you for your time
Yeah.
to spend with me however I want that, and if that's with my head in your lap crying about my life, then so be it.
There's I
Which I
want to
think
say there's like it's a
happens
pretty
a lot.
it happens a lot, right? Like or like strippers. They always talk about
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, like a lot of my regulars, like I don't even take my clothes off. Like we just go in a private room and we talk.
Yeah, because a lot of people, just it's not always easy to find someone you can be kind of intimate
Hmm.
with like that and just have that physical contact with. So
It's like a therapist; they'll hug you.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
and hot ish. I mean,
I think there's a billboard in Dallas that says um, something along the lines of like your personal therapist at a strip club, and I
We
laugh
should.
every
So
time I
here,
walk past it.
here's a business
Unlicensed
idea:
therapist or some shit like that.
a fucking strip club where they're all certified therapists. Because I'm pretty sure with my generation, you could probably find a few strippers with a fucking psychology degree.
psychology degree. Yeah, probably. Probably.
So like, just get really hot women with psychology degrees to like just hug people and listen to their problems.
Yeah, you might be onto something. Gotta come up with a good
Like
name.
the whole like girlfriend experience thing is a big thing. Is like I believe in Japan of like just having like literally just pretend to be my girlfriend.
Well,
But and then
also,
they have the boyfriend thing too as well. So it's just like
I think
it,
Japan's like
there's a market for that.
I think Japan right now is trying to figure out how to like keep their population going because like the young people like aren't having sex. Same in
I
China.
don't know about that because it's like older, it's older people too.
There's too
China's
many implications with
China's
sex these
facing a
days.
pretty big population growth problem because of the one child rule.
Didn't they just like draw back on that like 10 years ago though?
Yeah, not very long. So like they're to the point where like the Chinese government was like actively trying to like work with like Russia, North Korea, all these places to like swap genders, like citizens of different genders, to try to get the population like regrowing. Because
Where do I sign up to
there's
go
not enough
fucking populate
women.
China?
There's not enough women in Japan, but it turns out that or in China, but it turns out like Russian women don't particularly want to get married to Chinese men. The Chinese
I
men are
mean,
all over it. They'll get married to Russian women in a heartbeat, But what do you do?
yeah.
What do you do? All right, listener questions.
Ooh, fun times.
Let's see. Question 1. You plus me, double question mark. Don't know who you are. These are anonymous. But if you send Charlie your nudes, we'll let her figure it out.
Or if you're hitting me up,
Fucking killing you.
Never know. Might be good nudes. Maybe it's one of these, like one of the few men ever that know how to do good nudes. I don't. I try to get creative with it, and it just turns more artsy than naked. So, you know, have to do a class on good nudes. I think some of these might be just randomly generated by this app. We've been friends for so long. I really like you.
No one we know would say that.
Yeah, I don't.
Does Instagram have bots that respond
Well, so
to,
it's like this anonymous question app.
right?
So I'm wondering if maybe like they just do it. Huh. Well, I'm married, but the other two are single. So if you're talking to them, like maybe stop doing it anonymously and send them like chocolate and flowers or something, you know?
women just like, unless you're cunt.
And again, another one. I want us to be friends. All right. Stupid. The fuck? Can we get to
None of that sounds real.
again? You're the type to not reply to me.
Unless someone's drunk.
That might be directed towards Charlie.
No.
Have people been sliding in your DMs, Charlie, and just like not responding?
No. I also have my shit on private, so
Okay. I mean, I try to reply to most people, unless you're a sex bot, which maybe that's who that did this. I don't know. Maybe that's what it
that's
is.
what I'm thinking.
It's one of those sex bots, like fucking ISIS. Not today, ISIS.
Not today.
Okay, here's a decent one. Is personality or looks more important to you? I'll start. So my response to this has always been they're both equal in the long run. They are both important, but if you're not physically attracted to somebody, then you're not going to proceed to know their personality. Not all the time. I mean, I know plenty of people that were like friends first, and then it grew from there. But for the most part, like if you're in the dating world, if you're not attracted to somebody, you don't give a fuck about their personality right away, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I second that one. Like, it really is a narrow, kind of shallow line to walk. But I will say that if I don't find you attractive and I don't think you'll look good with me, I'm not going to pursue anything, no matter what your personality is.
I mean, Rebel Wilson seems cool to hang out with, but I'm not going to like actively
Yeah, but
date her.
I personally have friends that are in relationships where they are not like super sexually attracted to the person that they're with and they struggle with it. And it's a hard place to be. And like they've even talked to other married couples and they were like, I'm not attracted to them like that, but I know that they were the best person to have kids with, to have a life with, and it's the decision I've made. And so it does exist and it it's a it's a situation. It's
Yeah,
a
I mean, I would say for a long-standing relationship, like personality definitely has to be the bigger portion of that. Because you also like, you know, don't want to spend your life with somebody who's, well, you know, maybe who's smoking hot, but you also completely fucking despise being around, you know?
Yeah, no, because like I've been in a relationship where it was like a few years in, like probably about a year and a half, 2 years in, I lost sexual attraction to her, and then she started being horrible. So like the personality went away too. So like it
Mm.
was just one of the worst situations. But we had already been together 3 years at that point, so it was like, what do I do? Like
You have a baby, Jake, like
we're
normal
living
people.
yeah, we were living together and everything. So
You get married, you have a baby, you get a mortgage you can't afford, and you just live your life in misery. Okay?
well, guess what, bitch? I win because I don't have a fucking ring.
All right. Next question. That's a good one, though.
No, that was.
Nothing like why does poop come out sideways sometimes? That was good. Okay. Do I have to sing this one?
Yes.
I don't know if I can. Do you really want to hurt me? Do you really want to make me cry?
Yes.
Hmm.
I mean, neither of those questions through text imply that you're not into that. So, I mean, if you're into it, sure.
I want to make your poop come out sideways.
Mm-hmm. You know, if you really want me to hurt you and make you cry, I mean, who am I to say no? You know?
Crying is a normal emotion. There's nothing wrong with it.
Have either of you actively done it yourself or been with somebody who does like the cry after sex thing?
It happened one time when me and one of my exes were really fucking drunk, and then it happened again on acid. But that was the only two times where I've cried after sex.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes you can just feel like that after being overwhelmed with feelings. So it's not always a bad thing, but it's like for me in the history of it all, I've like one time, but I was really young and it was all kind of newish. So
Yeah, the only time
it
I've
was,
ever
it wasn't a bad thing. It was just kind of like, wow, that was like an just overwhelming with good feelings.
yeah, the only time it's ever happened to me was like my longtime high school girlfriend. We dated for like 4 years, something like that. We had sex, which we had had a lot of sex before that, and then afterwards, like she just started bawling, crying, and I asked her what
Oh
was
yeah,
wrong.
no, it wasn't anything like
I
that.
asked her what was
Wow.
wrong, and then she proceeded to break up with me. So,
Oh shit.
Whoa.
and not only that, not only was that heart wrenching, but proceeded to explain to me that she pretty much was dating me because, like, I was a year older than her. So I was already out of high school and she was getting ready to graduate. It was like 2 days before she graduated high school. Um, Proceeded to tell me that she pretty much dated me to just be like her fuck practice doll for a couple of years before she went to college. And that was rough. I didn't cry after sex, but I cried a little bit once she left.
See, for me, it wasn't right after sex when that happened. It was she was dropping my CDs off to me that were in her car, and it was just like, hey, yeah,
Yeah, so
we're adults now.
that was a rough way to end a night of actually pretty decent sex. So,
Damn.
yeah. Yeah.
It's rough.
That was a wild one for sure. But I dodged a bullet because last I knew she was like a solid 3 bills and not doing great. So, joke's on you, bitch.
It sucks when they're still hot, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But I was fucking 19. I got over it, you know? Eventually. It took a lot of alcohol that summer because it literally was like right before school ended. So, like, yeah, that whole summer, just like me just being a total ass and drinking a lot and smoking a lot.
Yeah, I did the same.
Yeah. And most of it was just like, fuck you, bitch, kind of shit, you know?
For me, it was like posting on Snapchat, like drinking or smoking.
Yeah, see, Snapchat wasn't a thing then. I had a Razor phone that at one point that summer, got pissed off at her and hung up and chucked it through the drywall of my friend's house. And, but it still worked after that. So, pretty good review of the build of the iPhone or not iPhone, the Razor. Samsung, was it Samsung? Motorola.
Yeah, I like Motorola. Yeah.
Motorola Razor. It was red. It was cool. It was dope.
Damn. You got
It was
the red one?
It was the red edition that like Bono came out with to help, like AIDS in Africa, which I didn't give a fuck about. I just wanted a red one. So,
Shit, I had the silver.
Yeah.
like
Fucking red razor.
the red Razor. And then that broke and I got the Juke, which was like this big.
Those were weird. They look like a little fucking MP3 player.
Yeah. And then,
Remember the chocolate?
Yeah. Yeah, I had this dope
All the
one.
phones were so fucking cool back then. Now they're just like the same thing.
Yeah.
Or Samsung Galaxy or iPhone.
At one point, there was a show on Fox back then called Fastlane, and I had like Tiffany Thiessen and Bill Bellamy, and
I never heard of
the
that.
dad, Cullen's dad from Twilight.
I remember him from Can't Hardly Wait. That's what I remember him from.
And they were like undercover cops in LA. It was a really cool show. They stopped making it because it apparently cost like $6 million an episode to make.
Shit.
Oh my gosh.
But Tiffany Thiessen had this phone. The screen was like this big circular display. And this was like back when it was still like the black on green digital shit, you know? And it didn't flip open. It like pivoted open and the screen stayed in the center. And I saw that she had it and I was like, that is a dope phone. And I kept talking about it. And then for my birthday, like apparently like my dad went on eBay and bought one from like France or something for me for my birthday. It was a dope ass phone. I just still had it. I have to look it up, see if I can find one. I don't even know if it would work anymore. It took SIM cards, which was the last time you had to put a SIM card in anything.
My phone has a SIM card.
Does it? Do iPhones have SIM cards?
Yeah, that's like the service card.
Yeah,
Right? The little
I
white
guess
one
like
from your
that.
provider.
This thing on the side there.
I'm about to go all Zoolander. Like it's
But
in the computer.
I don't know if they work how they used to work, like you're talking about.
Yeah, because at that point at one point I
'Cause
had
you could
like
have multiple phones and just
I had like
exchange
2
them.
phones and would just like take the SIM cards out of them depending on which phone I would like match my outfit better or something, you know?
Yeah.
That's when like the batteries used to come out too, huh?
Yeah, take
Yeah.
the battery up out that bitch. Got too hot. Got to put it in the freezer.
Yeah.
Phone
'Cause
got.
I remember like I used to have to take the battery out of my phone to charge it.
Oh, I don't know if I ever had one of those.
That doesn't sound familiar to me either.
It was like a flip phone and like I don't know.
Oh,
at
it's like
least-
the StarTAC. There's a big ass battery on the back, and you had to put it like into like a slide charger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like the phone was like that big too.
Yeah. I miss flip phones. I have some friends that have the Motorola flip phone, and they're interesting, but it's not anywhere near as fun as what they used to be.
Yeah. Like also, do you remember at one point like it was all about making the phones as small as possible?
Mm-hmm.
And they made a little silver one.
Cellular one that was like,
Yeah, it was like this big. And I knew a dude whose wife bought him one of those. And this guy was probably like 6'3", 250. Like his fingers were like the size of this fucking beer can, you know? And I just remember him trying to text her on it. And he's just like, this goddamn phone.
it was pretty fucking small. It still had the antenna.
Yeah, I had to pull the antenna out. Oh, yeah.
That's back when you could get service fucking anywhere too, though.
Yeah, and you also had Snake.
Snake was so fun.
Man, simpler
I remember my
times.
sister bitching at me for playing Snake on her phone, but the fucking battery lasted for 3 days.
Yeah, well, like
He
a
was
little
like, "You're
Nokia
running on the
brick.
battery."
A
Lasted 3
Nokia
fucking
brick.
days, you
Yeah.
asshole.
That flat navy blue Nokia brick.
That's what I didn't have. I had the small silver one,
So
and that motherfucker never died.
So my first cell phone was a Sony Ericsson. It was the first camera phone, and the camera was an attachment you'd clip to the bottom, and it was probably about this big. And this would have been like 2002, 2003. I was in high school, and I thought I was the dopest dude on the planet because I had this fucking crazy cell phone. To where it was back when remember you'd have the clips, and you'd like clip it.
Yeah,
It's like a hard plastic clip and you clip it in. But I didn't wear it on my belt. I wore a visor upside down and then clipped it to my visor bill.
You were fucking Malibu's most wanted.
I was. And this is when I had a grill. I had a fucking grill then too.
Damn it.
Little did we know we co-host a show with fucking Jamie Kennedy over here.
When I say B-Rad G, son, get it right. Y'all validate parking? When I say Mally,
No.
you say boo. I wanted spinners on my car so bad. So
Ford
bad.
Fiesta with fucking spinners.
Motherfucker, it was a Trans Am, which would have made even less fucking sense.
No, you gotta get the fucking Cholo lowrider wheels on something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Fucking wire curb huggers on the side.
Yeah.
No, it was inside peanut butter, outside jelly, son. Brown interior, great purple exterior, man. I was dope. I was dope as shit back in high school, right? Wish I had pictures.
Whatever you say.
My puka shell necklace and my frosted tips.
He wished his wife didn't burn all the pictures.
Yeah, no, I burned them so she didn't see them.
I'd take care of the evidence.
Oh, I was so dumb. So fucking dumb. But still fly as shit. I've told you guys about my LED fucking belt buckle that would like stream shit across it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. My dick stayed so dry.
You made sure of that, huh?
You're not
It was
getting
like
none
a
of
bop
this.
for you, dude.
No, what I was doing is I was creating exclusivity, okay? If I gave it to everybody, then nobody would want it. Know what I'm
He
saying?
was like that one
Supply versus
peacock in the
demand,
gene pool
baby.
that's
Economic.
so strong that the women fear him, so they just don't fuck him out of fear.
That's true. I did have a pretty good solid marketing campaign for my dick, like my sophomore year, though, one time, because I actually showed it to some chick. Because I knew she was just going to go tell everybody about it.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, yeah, you know that guy in the dorms, Bill? Yeah, he showed me his dick.
No, this was in high school.
Oh,
Yeah. It was like at a party, like a bonfire party. And I think she was on the like saw the future and saw me as a tall, skinny, white, funny kid. And was like, I bet he's got a fucking dick on him. So she was actually one like, can I see your dick? And I was like,
you were the first Pete Davidson, Bill.
Show me that
I
dick.
was. I was the first Pete Davidson. I was only funny to a handful of people. I don't know. I was 6'1" my freshman year of high school and 125 pounds.
Everyone was low key worried about you, but didn't know really how to address it.
Probably. That's probably a pretty accurate statement. I've just, deluded myself into thinking I was pretty fly for a white guy and shit. But no, I was
Not the
fucking,
first
I was
white
fucking-
man to do that.
I was all fucking dope as shit. Double pop collars, puka shell, frosted tips.
A grill.
My cell phone fucking clipped to the visor of the visor of my visor, I guess. The bill of my visor. Had a grill that said #1 stunner.
Did you do the west side?
No, I always did the
Too.
blood. I was always
Oh God.
hold on, I can't even do
Same.
it.
Well, he was probably wearing blue while doing it too.
Blue is my favorite color.
Baby blue fucking air no Lacoste.
Oh, I had the Air Force Ones. Don't worry about that. I had a lot of Air Force Ones.
Charlie, do you remember Brian Stars? Are you familiar with that? He was the guy that would interview all the bands, and he'd wear a blue, like Aeropostale shirt, and he was a like blonde, skinny white dude.
No, I don't remember. That doesn't ring a bell.
Damn, that's kind of what I was picturing when Bill was describing that.
I mean, that is exactly what I described. So
And
I
then
understand.
I eventually moved on from the frosted tips and grew my hair out, so it's kind of shaggy.
Yes,
did-
the longer hair.
I
became a
did
big
I
thing
did
after the
caramel. I did like
frosted tip
caramel
era.
colored highlights in it.
Bill, like this guy's transition is exactly what you're describing. Right
And,
now, so I really can't wait to send this.
And I would get out of the shower, put a hat on, and then blow dry the rest of it, so it would kind of like flip up outside of the hat, you know.
Yep.
A little bit of God, what cologne was I wearing back then? Probably like
Lucky.
Lucky Giorgio Armani, some Aqua V.
Aqua de Joe.
Aqua di Gio, that's it. Yeah. And then I moved into a little bit more like of I don't know, like a pop country phase, where I'd wear like Stetson cologne and
Oh shit.
like a Carhartt jacket, but with like a polo underneath it. I'm telling you, I've always been rad. I keep telling people this, they don't believe me. Been the raddest dude you've ever met since probably before Jake was born.
Yeah, I was born in '98. All right.
So, talking about style, when I was in 5th grade, I remember this now because I'm like, Jesus Christ. The style for guys was to wear like khaki shorts, white t-shirts, and sweater vests.
Oh. Oh no.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
That's the one I regret. I'm like, what the fuck was I ever thinking for that one? And then
for 5th grade.
and then it turned into cargo shorts.
Yeah. I didn't mind cargo shorts because the boyfriends that I had that wore them, I could just fill all their fucking pockets with my makeup and shit,
Yeah.
so I didn't have to carry a purse or
It was
anything.
it was
So I
cargo
like,
shorts
you have
and then
enough fucking room.
cargo shorts and then some sort of like ironic print t-shirt, you know?
Perfect.
I had one that was like it was the Warner Brothers logo. And it said if you see the police, but instead of saying Warner Brothers, it said Warner Brother.
Warner Brother. Yep.
Yeah.
I know that shirt.
Yeah, I do. I probably got that from what was that store that sold all that shit?
Spencer's.
No, it wasn't Spencer's. We had another one though that sold just like all the dumb fucking shirts. It's probably the same place I got the belt buckle that lit up as well. And
See,
and my fake G unit spinner chain.
For 5th grade, for my generation, it was the real life super bad outfits, where like the fucking flame shirts, the Guy Fieri look.
See, but Jake, you sent me this picture. I never did the emo thing though. I never went emo. I was always pretty preppy through my times. Then eventually, you know, I grew up and, you know, retired the puka shell necklace, or not even the puka shell. It was the hemp one with the shells sewn into it, and then the big ass glass bead.
Was it like the evil eye or something?
I don't fucking know. Some chick probably told me what it was about, but I didn't give a shit. I was just staring at her boobs. You know, don't give a fuck. I was like, oh, you think this would look hot on me? Cool, I'll wear it. So, anyways, enough of my awesomeness for the evening. We'll have to do a throwback episode where I like temporarily frost my tips and throw on the double popped collars.
I don't know if there's any temporarily frosting your tips.
He just wants a reason to do it, Charlie. It's one of those things like someone's like, oh yeah, if so and so loses, I'll do this.
I don't know if you've heard, Charlie, but NSYNC is back. Okay, so I'm bringing it back. I'm bringing sexy back,
baby.
Backstreet.
I mean,
Backstreet never left, dude. Okay, like Backstreet never left.
They kind of didn't. I guess they did for like a less time than NSYNC did. But we'll see. Justin might go back into anonymity now.
Nah.
With this whole
Does anybody actually give a shit about that? Like,
wait, Britney Spears is releasing a memoir?
You ever heard about this?
No.
It's been all over news. Like, apparently, part of in her memoir, she talks about how her and Justin, or I guess she got pregnant with his baby, and he he talked her into an abortion.
The last 2 days for news, I didn't know anything that went on. I didn't even know there was a second insurrection.
No, well, nobody's talking about that one. So
yeah,
us included.
Everyone's talking about fucking Britney, all their shit that's coming out in her book, though.
Yeah, yep. And I heard that the Jonas brother divorcing the English chick. He was too controlling. Oh, you don't say. Like,
Disney's poster child was controlling.
And apparently the ring
the
camera...
one that wore the... What was it called?
Purity ring.
Purity ring is controlling. You don't.
Do you know how many purity rings I've cummed on? Like, come on.
Hey, it's not a sin
3.
unless
The
it goes
answer is
in.
3.
Right. With that being said, I need to leave now.
Yes. Anyways, this has been the Nooner Nation. You know the drill. Like, subscribe, rate, review, blah, blah, blah. For Jake, for Charlie, I'm Bill. Good night, everybody.